Have you ever wondered if the world of your imagination could be real? Is there a place where you are a superhero? Where you made the choices you never dared to make in this life? If you've ever thought about that, you're not alone. Where science meets philosophy and imagination defies boundaries, a possibility is born. A parallel universe. This is the Great Galactic Silence, our exploration into the extraordinary. We'll trace its roots through history, evaluate its place in modern science, uncover its reflections in pop culture, and delve into philosophy, current research, and the possibilities of what's yet to come. To understand this convergence of science and imagination, we don't need to lose ourselves, but we must expand our way of thinking. Now, you may ask, why does any of this matter? The answer lies in the words of Albert Einstein. Imagination is more important than knowledge. For knowledge is limited, but imagination embraces the entire world. The concept of parallel universes opens new dimensions of thought on existence, identity, and possibility. It doesn't just bring science and philosophy closer together, it fuels our inner curiosity, our desire to explore everything we could be. Every question we ask leads us further into a realm unknown, and every answer opens another doorway. So come with us on this remarkable journey. Join us as we explore worlds we cannot yet see, but may already exist. As Neil deGrasse Tyson once said, to understand the greatest mysteries of existence, you must go in search of the rarest truths. So open your heart and your mind, because what awaits is not just a story about the universe, it's the story of every universe you've never known. Our story begins not in laboratories, but in the minds of the ancients. In the sacred schools of Greece, philosophers like Pythagoras and Plato looked to the heavens, not just for stars, but for meaning. They pondered, could there be more than one world? Could reality repeat itself? At the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet. Plato believed that all things were connected, shadows of deeper truths, perhaps echoing through multiple realms. Centuries later, in the time of the Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci gazed across dimensions with sketches and writings that hinted at realities running parallel to our own. He may not have named them, but he felt their pull, a cosmic thread woven through art, science, and soul. Then came the age of observation, and everything changed. Galileo Galilei, peering through his telescope, discovered that the night sky was far more than twinkling lights. It was a sea of worlds, each one a possible echo of our own. Isaac Newton, with his laws of motion and gravity, unlocked the dance of the cosmos, laying the groundwork for questions no one had dared to ask. What if the same laws govern other unseen universes? And then Albert Einstein arrived. With the stroke of a chalk and the spark of genius, his theory of relativity bent space and time, and E=mc2 became the doorway to something unimaginable. The stage was set for science to meet speculation. And from that collision came the birth of the multiverse. In the 20th century, a new cast of minds emerged. Nikola Tesla, dreaming of frequencies beyond our dimension. Niels Bohr, unraveling the quantum veil. Each one a torchbearer, lighting paths through the unknown. But perhaps no figure shook the foundations more than Hugh Everett III. His many worlds. Interpretation of quantum mechanics claimed that every possibility actually happens. In another universe, every decision, every particle, every reality splits. There are an infinite number of worlds, some just like this one, most of them very different. He wasn't just theorizing. He was inviting us to redefine existence itself. And so we pause to look back on this extraordinary journey, from Plato's ideal forms to Everett's infinite branches. Humanity has never stopped asking, what lies beyond? The quest to understand reality is older than memory and greater than any one lifetime. But this is only the beginning. Before we explore the frontiers of cutting-edge science, we must first look back to the whispers of ancient thought. Philosophers like Pythagoras and Plato once gazed at the cosmos with questions that defied their age. Could there be more than one world? Could reality echo across unseen dimensions? These were not just idle musings. They were the seeds of an idea that would grow for millennia. Now, we step into the heart of modern physics. In the strange domain of quantum mechanics, particles can exist in multiple states at once, a phenomenon known as superposition. It's as if nature herself writes in riddles. As Richard Feynman once said, nature uses only the longest threads to weave her patterns. The multiverse theory takes this one step further. What if our universe is just one of many? A single bubble in a vast cosmic sea. From the many worlds interpretation, where every decision spawns a new universe, to the vast, structured layers of the level 1 multiverse. Science opens doors to realities beyond imagination. Imagine every choice you've made unfolding into a new world, a branching tree of lives you've never lived but could have. Like Schrodinger's cat, we too might live in a suspended state of infinite possibility. This idea isn't just confined to labs and chalkboards. It pulses through our stories. In Stranger Things, we glimpse a haunting shadow world. In The Matrix, we question the very nature of truth. These stories aren't merely fiction. They're reflections of our deepest curiosity, our longing to know. If somewhere out there, something more awaits. But with knowledge comes questioning. Do we have free will? If every possibility already exists? Are we merely echoes in an infinite hall of mirrors? As Albert Einstein once mused, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. The idea of parallel universes challenges not just physics, but ethics, consciousness, and the very nature of self. Even now, science reaches further. From the mysteries of quantum entanglement to the unfathomable depths of black holes, researchers are peeling back the veil on what may lie beyond our observable universe. Quantum computing, cosmic inflation, entangled particles. These aren't just theories. They're keys to a new reality. A future where the multiverse is not just science fiction, but scientific fact. We have journeyed through time and thought, from ancient minds to the edge of modern physics. We've explored the poetic, the philosophical, and the profoundly personal. And now we ask, is this the end of the journey, or merely the beginning? Are parallel universes real, or are they reflections of our deepest desire to be more, to live more, to exist in infinite ways? From the flashing DeLorean of Back to the Future to the shadowy upside down of Stranger Things, from the cryptic mysticism of the OA to the shimmering timelines of Everything Everywhere All at Once. The idea of parallel universes has ignited storytellers across every medium. In books, on screens, in whispered what-ifs, we see ourselves not just as who we are, but who we might have been. But why does this theme resonate so deeply? Because within every alternate universe is a question we all carry. What if? What if you'd made a different choice? What if reality split right then, and somewhere, some version of you walked a different path? These stories, these fictional echoes of ourselves, are more than entertainment. They are reflections of our longing to understand what lies beyond the limits of this life. The universe is under no obligation to make sense to you. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Science fiction takes the impossible and makes it plausible. It gives form to the formless. It brings parallel universes from blackboards to big screens. from equations to emotions. These stories become bridges between the speculative world of physics and the dreaming minds of everyday people. In this way, sci-fi becomes a language of the cosmos, translating theories of quantum branching, multiversal collapse, and dimensional travel into stories we can feel and believe. Imagination will often carry us to worlds that never were, but without it, we go nowhere. Carl Sagan. Through fiction, we have seen ourselves die, live again, and split into infinite versions. We have watched our world turn inside out and seen the stars through eyes that belong to someone else, but also, somehow, to us. This is the power of stories, to stretch the limits of thought and plant the seeds of exploration. So, grab your popcorn, but don't just watch, wonder. Because the stories we tell might one day lead us to the truths we seek. The most incomprehensible thing about the universe, Einstein once mused, is that it is comprehensible. And yet, just as we begin to understand it, a new question opens like a door in the dark. The idea of parallel universes, once whispered by ancient Greek philosophers, has returned, not as mythology, but as mathematical possibility. If the multiverse is real, then so too are countless versions of you. Each decision you make, splitting reality like a branching tree stretching across infinite skies. But here we must pause, because this vision of infinity asks us to confront the core of who we are. Do we truly have free will? If every choice we could make is made in some version of reality? Or are we, in fact, more free than we ever imagined? The architects of uncountable lives woven across dimensions with every step we take? We are our choices, Sartre once said. But in a multiverse, our choices aren't lines, they're galaxies. What is real when all realities might be? Is this world the true one, or merely one chapter in an eternal library of lives? These are not just scientific speculations, they are moral ones. If you chose differently, and that version of you caused harm, is it still you? And if so, are we responsible for the echoes of our own might-have-beens? It doesn't matter how beautiful your theory is. If it doesn't agree with the experiment, it's wrong. Richard Feynman. Yet even theory must be tested. and philosophy must evolve as our instruments sharpen, as the cosmos speaks. Each breakthrough brings us closer, not just to new answers, but to deeper questions about reality, morality, and meaning. As we gaze outward into the multiverse, we must also look inward. Because if parallel universes do exist, then our role in this universe, this one precious strand, may be more important than we realize. In the words of Kierkegaard, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. So, what will you do with this universe? Could you be living infinite lives in infinite universes? In the next chapter, we move from the abstract to the empirical, exploring the frontiers of scientific discovery that are bringing us ever closer to glimpsing the edges of the multiverse itself. Until then, keep questioning, keep wondering, and remember, somewhere, some version of you already knows the answer. Ah, the mystery of parallel universes. By now, if you've been traveling this mind-bending road with us, you know there's far more to it than just quirky science fiction tropes or multiverse mayhem in Marvel movies. But let's hit the brakes on the Hollywood hype for a moment and steer into something more grounded, yet no less astonishing. Let's talk about what real science is uncovering about the possible existence of parallel universes. Tone shifts gently to serious, awe-inspiring music begins to rise. Albert Einstein once said, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science." And when it comes to mysteries, parallel universes sit right at the top of the list. Take this for example. In 2020, researchers working in Antarctica made headlines when they detected something strange. A particle behaving as if it were coming from another universe. Perhaps one where time runs backward. Yes, backward. This unexpected blip came from a NASA experiment called ANITA, a high-altitude balloon scouring the skies for cosmic signals. What it found was something no one could quite explain, at least not within the boundaries of our known universe. Now, is it definitive proof of a parallel universe? No. But is it one more tantalizing clue in a cosmic puzzle we've only just begun to assemble? Absolutely. Meanwhile, back here on Earth, in chalk-dusted classrooms and humming laboratories, theoretical physicists are wrestling with equations that would make your head spin. They're not just dreaming, they're modeling, using the rules of quantum mechanics, particularly concepts like superposition and the many worlds interpretation. They're constructing mathematical frameworks that suggest our universe might be just one node in a vast, interconnected web of realities. Then there's quantum entanglement, that famously spooky phenomenon where particles, once linked, remain mysteriously connected, no matter the distance between them. Some scientists wonder, could entanglement be the thread that ties together not just particles, but universes? Could it be the secret handshake between realities? If it turns out that we can prove the existence of other universes, what then? Would we explore them? Could we visit them? Would our understanding of free will, of destiny, of reality itself be changed forever? Imagine infinite versions of you living infinite lives, all shaped by the smallest of choices. Physicist Michio Kaku once said, "We are still the primitives of a new civilization, on the verge of discovering the true richness of the quantum universe." From quantum computing to artificial intelligence, from black hole simulations to interdimensional theories of gravity, the study of parallel universes could lead us to technologies and insights we can barely imagine today. Could we one day commute between universes the way we hop on a plane? Perhaps. But with such cosmic potential comes equally weighty responsibility. If our actions in one universe ripple across others, if our discoveries affect realities beyond our own, who decides what's ethical, what's safe, what's right? This isn't just about science. It's about ethics. It's about humanity. At its heart, the search for parallel universes is a testament to who we are. Curious, relentless, unwilling to accept the limits of what we know. As the late Carl Sagan once said, "Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known." And perhaps, just perhaps, that something is another version of you, staring up at the stars, wondering the same thing. And that, dear explorers, is your window into the current research and future frontiers of parallel universe theory. What do you think? Will science ever prove the multiverse exists? Could our descendants one day visit another version of Earth? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's dream, debate, and discover together. Coming up next, we'll wrap up our cosmic odyssey with a final reflection on all we've learned and the endless questions that still remain. Because the multiverse isn't just a theory, it's a mirror, and it's waiting for us to look a little closer. Stay curious. The journey continues. As we travel toward the end of our exploration, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey we've shared today. We've transcended time and space, diving deep into the realms of parallel universes and surfacing into the infinity of our own thoughts. We voyaged through history, tracing the concept of parallel universes from the musings of ancient philosophers to the frontiers of quantum physics, guided by the intellectual bravery of those who dared to dream beyond their era. We've seen this once metaphysical idea evolve into a scientific pursuit. We explored the theoretical foundations, those strange, fascinating laws of quantum mechanics that suggest reality may be more layered than we ever imagined. Branching timelines, quantum superposition, and the eerie implications of the multiverse. Each offered a glimpse into a cosmos rich with possibility. We took a tour through pop culture, where the concept of parallel universes has sparked storytelling brilliance. From Star Trek to Harry Potter, From Stranger Things to Everything Everywhere All at Once, we've seen our reality mirrored, reimagined, and beautifully distorted, inviting us to reflect on our own lives from new and profound angles. And then, we stood at the intersection of science and philosophy. Here, we ask the big questions. Do we have free will? Are we living the only version of our lives? And what does it even mean for something to be real? As physicist Brian Greene put it, sometimes attaining the deepest familiarity with a question is our best substitute for actually having the answer. We looked at today's scientific frontier, where the improbable becomes possible, and the line between fiction and fact blurs. Scientists are designing the tools, theories, and experiments that could one day prove what we now only imagine. Every experiment, every paper, brings us closer to peeling back the veil of the universe. Carl Sagan said it best. Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. Maybe it's a parallel Earth. Maybe it's a new way to understand ourselves. Maybe it's both. So we ask, are parallel universes a dazzling fiction? A clever metaphor? Or could they be real? Vast, tangible, waiting just beyond our current reach? The answers, for now, remain shrouded in that most beautiful of mysteries, the unknown. But here's the most important part. As we peer over the edge of known reality, we are not passive observers. We are participants in this unfolding story of the universe. With every question we ask, we expand the horizon just a little further. So I urge you, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep imagining. The universe is vast, wondrous, and unfinished, and your curiosity is part of what shapes it. To paraphrase J. Robert Oppenheimer, there are children in the morning. They are leaning out for love, and they will lean that way forever. So lean, friends. Lean into wonder. Lean into the unknown. Because in that leaning, we find the very essence of being human. I hope you've enjoyed this journey as much as I have, and I truly look forward to continuing it with you in the episodes to come. For now, let's take a breath and sit with the mystery. Now it's your turn. Let's continue this conversation in the comments below. What are your thoughts on parallel universes? Do you believe in them? What theories fascinate you the most? And if this exploration sparks something in you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more dives into the frontiers of science and wonder. Until next time, keep looking up, keep wondering, and as always, stay curious.